Thank you for tuning in to Andronetalks Radio, gathering as one in our sovereign truth from a galactic perspective, exploring our world with new ideas, knowledge, and a promise of a better future. Galactic discussions for galactic-minded people. Andronetalks.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Andronetalks Radio. I did another regression with Jenifer, and I had a previous regression that I did with her, and there's a few others that I have not published yet. But this one in particular I felt was very relevant to disclosures in some of the information that I discussed regarding the barcodes. This was an actual experience where she had a memory and began to realize that she had been hooked in. And I'm grateful that we were able to find this. Sometimes many of these things are hidden, but in this case, in this regression, it was very evident and it became very real. So listen in. There's a lot of interesting pieces of information also for those who have been curious about the art world and the fascination of these $1 million art pieces, and if you hear what the reason is, it might surprise you.
Sitting on a bench overlooking a valley with vineyards and a lake. The sun is out and it's warm. It's very pleasant.
Do you recognize that space?
Yes.
Where is it?
In a park where I used to live on the western side of the Geneva Lake.
Are you there by yourself, or is there anyone else there?
No, I'm by myself for now.
Can you look down at your feet and see your shoes?
Oh, I have white sandals on. They look like little girl sandals.
How old are you?
Maybe 10, 12. Daisies on my shoes.
What else are you wearing?
A white dress with white eyelet with poofy arms.
Okay.
My hair's up in a ponytail. Somebody approaching me. Older man with a hat on.
Do you recognize this man?
No.
Can you describe him?
He looks dusty. He's an older man, but he has a cute smile on his face. He has a big nose. He's old. He's about 90. Wearing a brown jacket. It looks tattered. He almost looks like he's homeless. He's sitting next to me. He's just talking to me, but he just looks old, but doesn't feel negative. There's a very sweet smile on his face.
Can we make sure that we remove any and all illusions regarding who you're talking to?
Now he just turned into something. Took his hat off and put it on the side, and his face is different.
Who did he become?
He's a younger man. He has red hair, kind of balding. Lines on his forehead. Nose is thinner. Now he has a beard.
Do you think that's him when he was younger?
No, because he has a different nose. He looks like the grandfather of Queen Elizabeth.
Can we ask, in fact, that's who it is? This is the redhead?
Yeah, he says, George, my name is George.
Is that the grandfather of Queen Elizabeth?
Yes, King George.
What is he doing there with you as a child?
He wants to show me something. He wants to take my hand to show me something. He has an army uniform on. He's one of those weird hats that like Napoleon had, but he's not wearing it side to side, it's front to back.
Mm-hmm.
He just took my hand and we're walking. He says, don't be scared. We're walking down a path. We're sitting on another bench in front of a tree. And he's pointing to the horizon. There's mountains there, and there's a field of sunflowers. He says, if you look closely enough, you see. He's telling me to close my eyes. Oh.
What's going on?
I closed my eyes, but the field was burnt. The whole field got burnt, and now there's clouds. There's some kind of a cylinder coming from the sky down into the field that's burning the whole field.
Is it like one of those directed energy weapons?
Yeah. It's a different color, but it's coming down and it's burning the earth.
What does he have to say about this?
He says you can't help it, you can't stop it. It happens everywhere. We have to know how to survive with this here. There's nothing that can stop it.
What is this? What is he referring to?
Influence from above. You either work with it and accept it, or you get scorched, you get burned. There's no in between. You have to accept the pact. But I don't want to. I'm telling him I don't want to. He's got my arm now, squeezing it. In order to survive, you have to accept the pact.
He has to tell us who they are.
Who are you? It's part of the Orion group.
The Orion Greys?
No.
Some
It's
that
a white. It's a white being. It's a tall white being.
Are they the tall whites?
Yes.
It says the Fourth Reich.
Yes. They don't want to harm you. They want to help you. But you have to join the pact. But there's a hybrid there. There's a hybrid that just showed up. It's a hybrid gray, tall white. It's got long white hair, a big head with those big eyes. It looks old.
And who is that?
It's a hybrid.
Yeah, but what is their name?
Something, Simtian.
Simeon?
Simeon or Simtian.
And where are they from? Same place?
That's the hybrid. The pact
they're trying to force you into doing an oath with them?
is trying to convince me that the tall whites and the grays have made a pact and I have to go along with it. Just showed me my arm and I have a barcode. 05703.
Who put the barcode on there?
They did. They're telling me that I already did the pact. I have to go along.
You
This
didn't.
hybrid group.
No.
They're
Tell
coming
them
to
that's not
collect
true.
me.
Collect you? They can't collect you. They don't have permission.
This is scaring me.
It says, do not consent. I do not agree. I do not consent.
I do not consent. I do not agree. You can't take me.
You breaking, that's not true. You broke all your ties with them.
I break all my ties with you. They're scanning me. They're telling me that I don't have a choice.
They're not telling the truth.
You're not telling me the truth.
They have to show you where you had made a commitment to them. Where in your life.
Show me the contract I signed. Show me what I did. Say okay with this. No, it's already been done. You know this. You can't do anything about it.
They have to prove it. Prove it.
Show it to me. Show me the contract I signed. The guy next to me just turned into something dark with long fingers and nails. He's big now. He's like 10 feet tall.
Is that Slender Man?
He's threatening me.
Okay, he doesn't have any power over you. You've not made any commitment to him. He has refused to show any proof. You've broken all your ties.
You don't have any right to be here. You don't have my permission. I didn't sign anything. He's pointing to my arm. He's pointing to this barcode. I didn't put this on.
That right now.
Take that off of me right now. I never gave you permission to put this on me. He's looking at me with his hand in the air. He said, I can't do anything for you. It's already done. You don't have my permission. This didn't happen. This is an illusion. You have no right with me.
They need to show us right now how this barcode got on you in the first place.
It's floating. There's a bunch floating all around me. There's barcodes all around me, and they attach themselves to people. And then they try to convince them that they made a contract.
And who's doing this? This group?
It's this group. They're tall white people. They look grayish, but they're white with these big eyes and long gray hair, but it's sickly. It's a hybrid group, the Simeon, something Simtian. We have dominion over you now. You made a pact. I'm telling them I didn't. Take this thing off my arm right now. Take it off right now. It has nothing to do with me.
They're lying, and they need to stop it right now because I know how to catch them. What do they say about that?
They're shaking their heads. They're saying, no, nothing can help you. That's not true. That is not true. I'm walking away from this. You don't have any right on me. We'll get you. You'll come back to us.
No, that's not true. We're going to break ties with them right now. Break all ties, vows, contracts, and all time, space, reality.
All ties, vows, contracts. With whatever you are, Simeons, in all time, space, reality, past, present, future, alternate space, in between space, parallels, quantum realities, hidden realities.
Pocket realities.
Pocket realities. All dimensions right now. We're not done with you. We're leaving now, but one of these will come back to you. We own you. You belong to us. There was a pact.
There's no pact. They have to prove it, and they're not able to leave right now until they prove what they're saying, or else they're going to be in huge trouble.
They're doing something to my body. It's vibrating.
All right. Shut down, delete, uninstall any and all programs, and we demand that any implants or any attachments be removed right now.
Something just popped out of my arm.
Okay.
It's a chip. Something just came out of my arm and it was taken out.
Put that chip in there.
Where did this chip come from? They're pointing to a planet. There's some kind of a planet with a bunch of craters on it. It's creating these chips. It's pumping them out. And they're grabbing a hold of them, and that's how they're doing this.
Who's behind this agenda?
The Greys. The Greys just showed up. The Greys are telling me that I'm in big trouble. It's a program. It was conceived by them. It's their property, and they have rights over it.
They don't have rights over you. You're a sovereign being.
You looked at us. You gave us permission. No, I didn't. I didn't.
How did you look at them? They have to prove what they're saying.
I was on the moon.
What were you doing on the moon? Were you forced there for a program?
I was in there. I was in a hospital room with them. They did experiments on me.
How did you get there? You didn't go there by your consent?
They're telling me I looked at them, and by looking at them, I gave them permission.
You mean because you went on the moon and you weren't supposed to be on the moon?
I looked at them somehow, and I got to the moon by looking at them. I gave them permission by looking at them.
By coming here. They have to show us what they're talking about. They have to reveal it.
Okay, I'm back at school. I'm in that Opus Dei school. I'm in a gathering with a bunch of kids. And I'm looking at something. I'm looking at some kind of a crystal ball. And it's got lights coming out of it. That's how I gave my consent.
Were you asking for, did you know that that was going to do that?
No, I'm in an auditorium with a bunch of other kids. And we're being shown this ball, and we're being told to look at this ball.
Who brought that ball? Was it a gray?
It is a gray. It's standing there. It's one of the teachers.
Yep, he's tricking all the kids.
Teachers. It's Opus Dei.
We're gonna break those chips from all those kids.
It's linked to that peace sign.
The peace sign?
The one we saw, the picture. All those little kids.
On the chalk.
Yes.
The chalk art. Okay, how was it linked to that peace sign?
It's my tattoo. I got that tattoo. That's how I gave them permission. I tattooed that peace sign on myself. There's a bunch of kids that did the same thing on their bodies, not knowing why.
But it's just a peace sign. That's not their symbol.
It's an upside down cross. It's an upside down cross, and it's part of the Opus Dei agenda.
Well, we're going to break that power right now. It's only a peace sign. The peace sign is meaning that the world be in peace, not to be manipulated by them. And this is not, it is not a license for, we're taking the power out of that. It has no charge on it. It is not a license to access humans by deceit. That is deceit. It's not consent.
I do not consent. I do not agree to this program, this agenda, this pattern with this peace sign and Opus Dei. I unplug, delete, uninstall anything having to do with this. I was a child and you tricked me. There's my teacher with her glasses and she's shaking her finger at me.
This is a violation against humanity, and we're going to hold this up to the high courts. They are now in huge trouble for what they're doing and manipulating and taking humans.
She's screaming at me. She's screaming at me in French.
And what is her name?
I heard Gladys.
Gladys, you are completely wrong. And I will find you and bring you to where you belong.
She's laughing. I'd like to see you try.
Okay.
She's got my hip. She just hooked something into my right hip.
Take it out.
Hurts.
Take it out. She does not have permission to do anything to you.
Take this out of me. It's burning. It's burning. You don't have the right to do this.
You need to stop, Gladys. You're in huge trouble right now already.
It just fell to the floor. It was an electrical charge. It was 3 points like a fish hook, and there were 3 of them in my hip.
I've seen those.
Electrocution. Fucking, they were electrocuting me.
Yeah, they're abusive. They're very abusive. They're violating humanity. These are sovereign beings, and you're violating them. You are in huge trouble, Gladys.
You're in trouble,
I
Gladys.
will find you.
You're in trouble. Jessica's here, and she's going to find you, and you can't fight her. You don't have any dominion over me. You go. I'm done with this. She's packing up her stuff. She's walking away, and she's telling me you've not seen the end of me.
Yeah, we have, because it's over, Gladys. Your days are done. All your programs are dropping off. You are stripped of all your power right now. That is it.
She just flew away. She's a gray. She's wearing a black robe, and she had green tinted skin.
Mm-hmm. You think that's related to that witch you were seeing?
Uh-huh.
No, at least we got a name. We're going to shut down, delete, uninstall any and all programs, any attachments, anything that she did to your skin is going to revert back to the way it should be right now.
Oh, there's something in my... Whatever was released was in my esophagus. It's like I could feel it was sharp. It just pulled out.
Yep.
In my chest, but it just pulled out, and oh God. Like this claw or something. It
sounds like
all
the same one that attacked me. Yeah, that was sounds like it.
It's like that movie Alien.
Mm-hmm.
Like something in your like esophagus at the bottom. It was sharp. It was like a spider-like thing. All the kids that are in that room are like waking up. Oh, they're crying. They're upset.
Any of the children, any human, anyone that was ever in Opus Dei, we're shutting down any and all programs. And we ask for divine assistance to break all of them free, to return back to sovereignty, and to be free and back up into the proper timeline right now. Awake.
There's something in my jaw.
Sleep.
There's something in my lower jaw that's trying to clench it shut.
Okay. We're going to pull that out. Whatever it is that does not belong in your body must leave right now.
There was something in my head.
Is someone screaming?
Yeah, it's
someone else.
Yeah, but it's
they're using you. They needed you. That you were their lifeline.
It's just I can see the 3 hole I had. It's like where I was operated on both parts of my head. They put some kind of a net in there, and in my eye, it's being pulled out right now. It's clenching it. It's coming out from the back of my neck.
Yep. So they're pulling it out. We pulling it out. Okay.
No, you're pulling it out, but they're trying to keep it in. It's like a struggle, but it's clenching down on the bottom of my neck.
You need to let go right now. Who is it?
Okay. That looks like some form of ancient AI. That's some crooked, weird robot that just pulled it. He was forced to pull it out because it was part of his hand. His hand was in my head, and they're making him pull it out.
Is that from that Russian queen, Alita?
Yeah.
Yep.
I just saw her.
She had black hair.
Yeah, and she's screaming at me right now.
Yep.
She says, I still have a hold on you. No, you don't.
She's
but
a
it's being
clone.
pulled out. It's being
She's
pulled out.
nothing but a clone. She doesn't even know what she's talking about. She's nothing.
It's on the back of my head. There's a dot. It's being pulled out.
It's all the robotic stuff. It's ancient tech.
They had a net going from the side of my head when I had the operation. I had a hole in my head because they created that accident. That accident, they wanted that to happen. I remember I know how to drive motorcycles, and I was in Spain, and they made my back of my motorcycle fishtail and put my head through this wall so I'd have this operation. And they put in this net, this chip, and then it went to the top of my head and behind my right eye. They were seeing what I was seeing through my eye. I had like a robotic eye. It's gone now. It's not there anymore, but I can see it.
They try to turn you into a cyborg?
Yeah, and they were using information from me to find out what was going on, to create more agendas, and now it's going down my throat, down my left arm. It's like a net being pulled out in my central nervous system.
Almost like they were using you as a walking network.
That's why I had my arm. I see her now. I came off that ship. She grabbed onto my arm, and her hand went into that part that was the net, and she connected into it in some weird, it's like an AI, but it's gelatinous. It's not robot. It's connecting to my nerves. It's like her hand went in there to connect, to gain this information. That's why she was holding on to my arm. She's Russian. She's got something to do with the Russians. She was capturing. She was getting all that information from my nerve endings, and she was told she had to hold on to me. And that broke it when she handed me off to that guy that said, "I need Jenifer. I'm here for Jenifer." It was some other kind of a program.
This was regarding your dream, and so it was maybe not literally, but something that has been attached to.
They made it look like so I would trust her.
Right. Let's look past that and see what it actually is.
It literally feels like it's something that connected to me, but on a, what's the word? On a biological level.
Right.
A biological AI level. It's like they can connect to your nerves and pump it through. And I'm seeing a very old robot, but it's part human.
Okay, let's break that robot, because this is something that's been hooking into and then using to hook into others. Let's see that robot just disintegrate into nothing.
Yeah, it's dust.
Yeah, it's connected to Gladys, and Gladys is disintegrating. Same with Alita, who is a clone.
Akita, I just saw her. I just saw her with her red hair and that Akita thing. That's really weird. I'm seeing this biological thing.
As this robot.
She's got part of her body that's biological AI, and it's gelatinous. It's weird. You could see through her skin. There's red nerve endings, and I can see them. And it's got like all these endings, nerve endings all over its body. And it's like a succubus. It's got to attach to other people.
Is this ancient AI?
Yeah, because it's nothing like I've ever seen.
Where is it from?
Mars?
Mars, correct. Absolutely. And you wouldn't have known that. That's what's... You would not have known... You don't even know the story about Alita, do you?
I don't know anything about Alita.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
Oh, it's weird. There's all these beings that are like open nerve endings walking around. They have those pointy heads in the back of their skulls. They're pointy.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to ask to have them extracted and removed from the planet completely with the assistance of Shiva. Completely have them removed.
There's Shiva. I see Shiva. They're coming up. I can see them popping out of Earth from all over the place. I see them coming out of deserts.
Yeah.
They're in streams. They can like morph into different bodies of water. They can attack animals. They can go in. It's all their form is tall, lanky, but it's red. It's like nerve endings, but it's AI.
Mm-hmm. We're going to ask to have all of that removed, and Shiva will extract whatever, if there's any type of sentient being inside of it.
I see that tree.
Allow it to survive.
I see that tree, Jessica. I see that tree that has all that knowledge in it, and it's in the roots. She was taking them out of the roots.
Taking souls.
Taking this AI out of the roots.
The AI was planted in the roots of the tree?
It's infested the roots.
Okay, infected the tree of life.
Yeah. Oh, my back hurts. Oh, ow, ow, ow.
Okay, so
it's pulling it out of my back. It's like the roots of things. That's where they lived.
Okay, so and then they were connected to you because they hooked into you. So you disentangle from the tree.
Okay. I'm disentangled, and she was right next to the tree.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the real tree of life. I think it's just a tree that they created to enhance their network or act as if they're going to replace the tree of life. That's what it is.
Well, all the leaves are dying on it.
Yeah, let it die.
The trunk just split open, and it's like locust is just coming out of the trunk.
Right. And we're going to ask that Shiva remove all of the locusts right now.
He just waved his hand.
Yeah, they turned to
it went into the sand. Yeah, it just went into dust, sand.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, because we're getting into an area that Shiva's over, so we let him handle that. What else is going on?
I just heard go deeper.
You go deeper for yourself?
Said go deeper, and I just saw like a moon, but it almost looked like it was translucent. It's a big white moon, but you can almost see through it. I feel like it's like a Van Gogh painting.
Like a glass moon, almost like you can go into the moon and you can almost, or like sort of like, yeah, it's topaz. All right, so this is where you had problems with those grays who said you made an agreement with them because you looked on them in the moon. So what do you need to resolve there?
Vincent Van Gogh just showed up.
Do you know him?
No, I think he was the guy that told me to see something. He's got the red hair. Got a black hole in where his ear was, where he cut it off.
Is he literally the father of Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah, yes.
And he was also Vincent Van Gogh?
He's showing me his lineage. He's saying he's the one. He's the George guy. But
is he also Harry? Did he incarnate again as Harry?
He just showed up as Harry, yeah.
Or is he holding on to his lineage?
He just drew a rectangle for me, like a rectangle in the sky. What's the rectangle? He said it's the new shape. It's the cube. It's that ancient cube. It's got writing all over it.
And what's the writing say?
It's a code. It's a new code for something.
He was just trying to get you to agree and hook into something and said you had no power. So do we trust him?
I don't know. He's showing me something weird. I don't know.
But is he
It's,
trying to hook you in again to something?
he wants me to touch the cube. I don't want to touch the cube.
Do not touch the cube.
He just put it in his pocket and walked away. I'm in a weird place.
As disentangle from him. You must have some kind of
I
connection.
break all ties, vows, contracts, oaths, and blood oaths with Vincent Van Gogh, King George,
Prince Harry.
anything Prince Harry, in all time, space, reality, past, present, future, alternate space, in between space, parallels, pocket realities, hidden realities, quantum realities, in all dimensions with Prince Harry, King George, and Vincent Van Gogh right now.
And anyone from that lineage.
And anyone from that lineage.
Or hooked into them in any way.
Or hooked into them in any way. Oh, I just popped out. I was in his painting. I was in a Vincent Van Gogh painting. Now I'm out.
So you met him as Vincent Van Gogh. You were one of the models.
I was in the painting. It was surreal. It was like everything, like the grass was, you could tell it was all painted. Oh, like and even the guy Munch, you know, the guy that drew the face. Yeah, he was a part of it too. But he was being used. He was tortured.
What are these people? What, were they taken over by ETs, walk-ins?
They're interdimensional. They're interdimensional beings. They play with different dimensions, and they go in and affect people in their brains with some kind of.
What the artists are doing that to us?
Yeah. No, they're affecting they come in and they pose as the artists, or they affect the artists to draw these things that affect the people that look at them. Abramovich, she's right there.
Marina Abramovich?
Yeah, she's right there, and she's standing by Munch, and she's painting something red. And she's showing him, she's saying, this is how you get out of your craziness. She's got a brush in her hand, and she's painting, and Munch is painting with her. She's got some kind of spell on him.
Okay, so who is she?
She's that AI. She's that ancient AI. She's that
Alita again?
Yeah, she's that Alita.
Okay, we're going to ask the Shiva remove her again.
He just turned her to dust.
Okay.
Gone.
All right, so what about these astral beings that are working to harm or to help humans with the artwork?
They're not good. They're not helping. They're trying to control. They work in inner dimensions. There's some kind of
astral beings,
like a wisp. It's like wind. It's like a wisp, and I've got Shiva that is showing me with his hand this. It's like my hand is tingling. It's like a wind. It's like interdimensional wind. It's like, I can't see it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
like dust.
So we need to. Why are you connected to this?
Because I can see it.
Okay, but are you connected to it in any way? I want you to disentangle from it.
My mom's an artist.
Okay.
Somehow she was affected by this.
Okay, so they've affected your mother.
My mom was a model. My mom, there's something with radiation. There's something with, they did something to one of her hands.
What did they do?
It's a radiation theory, something that goes up her arm. They wanted her to paint something. They wanted her to do something with art. But then she met my dad and she cut it off. She said, I'm not going to paint anymore. And my dad was really against her painting. That's why he would make fun of her. And he didn't do it to hurt her. He just couldn't allow her to continue to paint.
Did he sense there was something wrong with her painting?
Because she was going to create something that was bad. And that created a lot of problems with my parents because she felt like she wasn't supported, but he was just protecting her.
But he didn't know why. He was
No.
what it was. He felt there was something bad.
They really hurt her. They made things really hard for her.
But that's because that entity was still around and wouldn't leave, even though she didn't paint.
Yeah.
So that's why painters are tormented, is because of these things.
Yeah, and it's something to do with with whatever they paint with. Whatever they paint with, there's some paints that are very toxic, and when you touch them, it infects you, and it almost is like it hypnotizes you to paint things. It controls the people that are looking at the paintings. That's why some paintings go for so much money to be sold, but it doesn't make sense because the painting has no value. It's the message that's in the painting.
How do we break away from this energy?
I just heard Shiva say you have to neutralize the paints. It's in the paints.
It's in the paint. Is it because they use certain plants?
Yeah, it's chemicals.
It's chemicals.
It's something in the chemicals it has to be earth-based, but these paints. Now I'm seeing the Dutch guy, what's his name? The one that painted
Rembrandt?
the girl that painted the pearl earring.
Pearl earring, okay.
He's Dutch.
Yeah.
I can see him, he's in his attic and he's mixing the paints. And he's sitting there and he's doing some kind of incantation on the paints.
Really?
And he's got a mask on and he knows that it's dangerous. He knows that what he's putting in the paints is dangerous. Something just stabbed my hand.
Okay, you do not have permission to harm Jenifer.
Get away from me, stop it. Okay.
We need to know the truth. Why was he doing that? Why was he?
It was enchanting. It was how he needed to make money. He had people coming.
Vermeer. Johann Vermeer.
Yeah. He had people that wanted certain paintings to be done, and he was shown how to make the paints to do that. And it was like a spell, like a magical spell, so people would buy the paintings, and it did something to those households. It kept people rich and people poor. But he knew that it was good. He had to do something to the paints because handling the paints would make him crazy. So I see him mixing the paints and he's got a mask on his face. And then he would bring other people in and pay them money, knowing that they would die from the exposure of these paints. He kept them in the attic. I can see them mixing the paints. Yeah, red.
Lead.
But it's red. There's a red powder that he mixed with all the paints.
Is it mercury? The red mercury?
I think so, but it's a red powder. And when you put it, it's not, so the red powder has nothing to do with the color. You add it to the paint, and that's how some magic shows up somehow. I can see.
Where did he learn this? Where did he learn this?
Vatican.
Practice from the Vatican?
I just got shown the Vatican. There's a vault in the Vatican, and there's tons of this stuff that's being produced there.
Is it something that they found from the ancient books and spell casting that the Vatican has stored?
That devil's there.
The Giga Codex Giga?
Yeah, it's next to that book. It's a really, really tall book, and it weighs a lot, and it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's some kind of something in there that's like a recipe of how to make this. And the robes that the Pope wears is filled with that. The red that they wear is that. It's like an incantation. It's so that people in religion, people give away everything to just worship the Vatican. It's everywhere.
So all of these paints bring people back into their fear or Catholicism in some way.
Yeah, and they give everything up. That's why he said, you look at this and you give up your free will. It's like you look at it and they almost, by looking at it, you're almost saying, I give over my free will to worship you, and they can't do anything about it. But once you see You can break free from it.
There's two substances. Tell me if they're related at all. Ochre, which is a natural clay earth pigment from modern Malta. Red ochre paint was commonly used. And then there's vermilion, was used to paint temples and carriages.
There it is. I see it floating. You just said vermilion, and I see all these dust particles.
A brilliant red or scarlet pigment, originally made from powdered mineral cinnabar, and the name of the resulting color. Was widely used in the art and decoration of ancient Rome, and in the illuminated manuscripts of the Middle Ages and the paintings of the Renaissance.
I've got shivers all up and down my body. It's vibrating all of Rome.
Sindor, India, and in the art and lacquerware of China.
Oh God, there's shivers all up and down my body. It's everywhere.
Vermilion.
And somehow they figured out how to. It's all around us, but it's neutral. It's when you charge it by using these incantations to make it do what it's going to do. It's like a neutral charge, but you can make it do something. When you combine it with something else, you can almost create like a veil where the person thinks it's doing one thing when actually something else is happening. It's magic. It's magic.
All right, so listen, cinnabar refers to the common bright scarlet to brick red form of mercury. There it is. Cinnabar is
being produced on Mars.
Mercury. It is a common source ore for refining elemental mercury.
They're pounding something into my foot. My foot is on the ground, and there's
not have permission to harm her in any way, shape, or form.
They're putting me up on a cross.
No, you do not have permission to do that. Who is that? Is that the Roman Church?
It's the Roman Church that just tried to spike my foot into a cross.
Break all ties, vows, contracts.
I break all ties, vows, contracts, oaths, blood oaths with the Vatican, with the Roman Catholics, with anything having to do with that in Opus Dei, and all time-space reality. All Christianity, the Crusades, and all time-space reality, past, present, future, pocket space, quantum space, hidden space, realities, dimensions, everything. Hidden societies, with all the Catholic Church, Christians, the Crusaders, the Pope. I just had like a half man, half like a centaur, but a devil one. Just ran up to me and tried to hit me.
Is that Chiron?
Yeah, it's like half man, half beast.
Yeah, is his name Chiron?
He is, yeah. He just said Chiron, and
Chiron, you know where you can go.
He just gave me the finger.
Yeah, he's gonna get it back from me too.
Oh, he's gross. He smells, and he's full of flies. He's disgusting.
Yes.
And he's got like a pig nose. He just told me to fuck off.
Yeah, he can go fuck off.
Oh God, thank God I'm out of there.
Okay. Did you get the impression that he was over or helping the cause of the Roman Catholic Church?
He was helping, but he's not important. He's a tiny little, he like runs in and like flicks people. He's not.
He's got other things that he does too.
Yeah, he just was running around. He was mad that I untied, and he wanted my foot back where it was, and it couldn't go back there. I released it.
Using you. Why did they want to use you as a sacrifice? Why did they want you to put yourself on the cross?
Because I'm connected to the Jesus Soul Group.
So you're saying that somewhere your family is a lineage or something?
Yeah. I'm being pointed to. There's a priest, some kind of priest it's one of the friends of the Jesus group. Is it John the Baptist? John the Baptist.
John the Apostle, and then John the Baptist. Which one?
So the one that would I'm seeing people being christened in water.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
John the Baptist came in before Jesus. John the Apostle was the one who wrote the Book of Revelation
John the
and wrote
Baptist.
the Gospels. Okay.
I'm linked to somehow him and the I don't know anything about the Bible. I'm standing there in a white robe and I'm christening people in the water.
Are you sure that you're connected, or did they hook your family in somehow that's unnatural?
I think it's unnatural because the people that I'm baptizing almost look dead.
All right, so let's break ties with anything connected to that.
I break ties, vows, contracts, oaths, and blood oaths with anything connected with John the Baptist and whatever I just saw with whatever he was baptizing that looked like not really alive people in all time, space, reality, past, present, future, alternate space, hidden space, in between space, parallels, pocket realities, hidden realities, quantum realities, dimensions, all dimensions, with John the Baptist, that entire lineage, and that baptism thing. I don't know what that was.
Who were all those people that were dead that were supposedly getting baptized?
I don't know. They're skeletons. It looks like they wanted to resurrect people. Oh, my head. Oh, my head.
Who wanted to? All right, we're going to release any energy that is something attacking you.
No, I just had a really bad headache all of a sudden.
Okay, we're just going to release it. Allow the energy to come out of any entanglements that you need to do. Just release and let it go. It's their problem, not yours. They've been tricking you, that's all. Okay.
I'm coming back to a class. She came through and said that she was my higher self combined with, and she connected me to the people outside of Bethlehem with a bell screaming, "Bring out your dead." I was doing something with the dead people.
Was it you, or did she bring you into something else to have you hooked in?
She was hooking me into something.
Okay, let's disentangle from that.
I'm disentangling from this. I want nothing to do with this. This has nothing to do with me.
They are not happy with that one.
She is pissed off right now.
What the hell is behind that one?
That's something with the dead. I just keep on seeing dead people, but like almost dead. They still have part of their flesh on them, but they're
soul collecting. They're soul collecting. Who is this?
I just saw the Grim Reaper.
No.
What is that?
Remove that. Release. Remove the veil.
I come back to the Simian. Something with that Orion group.
Mm-hmm. They had tried to tell you that you had to work for them. See?
Yeah, and they're all there. They're all lined up, and they've got long gray hair.
Yeah.
That's the collective that is a part of.
Oh, there it goes. Yep.
They were sucking me dry, and they were working with that ancient AI to gather. It was all, everybody had agendas to do their own thing with their own groups, but connected into me. And now she looks like a red witch.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like that red witch from the movie Game of Thrones. She's got a choker on her neck.
Yep. So they hooked you in long enough when they brought you into that group. Once they knew that you were hooked, then it was okay for you to leave. And they probably did that with everyone.
Yeah. It's weird. It's by this touch thing, that old AI thing. It's almost like when they get close enough to you, they can connect to that if it's been implanted. For some reason, I went back to a my lab of where I had that steel cap on my head. That's why my head was hurting me. Where they did something where they put stuff in your body.
Yeah.
Almost like they got into your nervous system. Something we can't control as humans. We have reactions and we think of things, and it's almost like that sensor goes to them so they can go and investigate and see if that person is vulnerable. And now I see the two things they put in her neck. They put these clips on both sides of her neck, and when they went in, when she had the operation to take her thyroid out, they put something else in there.
Can you remove them for her?
Yeah, now I've got one clip, it's off. The other clip, and the thing inside of her neck, it looks like almost a yellow looking, like a ball. It almost looks like a light bulb, but it's something else. And it's because of where she works. Because she works with all these news people. So now that just got taken out. Shiva just came in. Yeah, it just got turned to dust.
Is he going into, was that a creature?
That was something inside of her neck. He just pulled out that thing and it turned to dust. I don't know what that was.
We have to know what that is.
It's part of that AI thing.
Okay. So she was kind of a node or some type of receptor for the greater system.
Yeah, it's a receptor, and they needed those clips to pull back to hold that thing in place. So when it was taken off, Shiva came in, pulled it out, and it's no longer there. She's back to normal.
So they're literally using. Oh, go ahead.
She has a really pretty blue light now there.
Okay. So are you sure that light is supposed to be there?
Yeah, because it closed up. I'm getting this. Yes, it's fine.
Is that a part like her natural chakra?
It's her natural chakra that now is back, and it's a very soothing, pretty blue.
Okay, so they're using people to support their they're literally planting people with their technology to access and create their networks. And so that's why they expect certain ones to comply with them and extending even some of their lives unnaturally. So they carry these tech.
That's why they created thyroid cancer. I'm being shown it's radiation from the CERN, and they're creating it in the water and it's radioactivity to make people take their thyroids out, so when they go in, they can put these things in their necks.
Is that what they were trying to do with me?
Yes.
Is that why my hands it looks like it had some radiation in my hands?
Something in your chest.
Okay, what's in my chest?
Something in your chest. It looks like fragments of that red mercury that they put in. I'm seeing your rib cage, and you've got a little yellow thing there.
Yeah.
I'm asking Shiva. Shiva said, yeah, it's being taken out.
Okay.
But you have a coating over yours. Yours has a coating on it. It comes from that. It's that AI thing. They were trying to get that nerve. They were trying to get to your nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
Because they need it. They know you. They need to get to your nervous system. They can't do it in your neck, but it's almost like they were testing out different things. And us coming to you also was to make you vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because by helping us, you're seeing it, but they thought they could come in and get you by getting to us. And she's screaming at me right now. She's spitting. She's screaming so hard. Get the fuck out of my space. You don't have any permission around me anymore. Get away. She's pointing at you and she's saying she belongs to me. And she does not belong to you. Yeah. She's shaking her finger at me, going, she belongs to me. Your only job was to get her.
We're going to shut down any of her programs, and we're going to reveal who she is.
She's Samyase.
Samyase. She's a sick.
So I'm seeing Samyase as, okay, did you ever see the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah.
Okay, you know that one really tall woman? She comes in during the movie where she's dancing with, the really cute, tall, bearded guy that everybody loves. I can't remember his name. Hagar,
yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. Well, that's what she looks like. She looks like that tall woman. She looks almost manly-ish, but she can turn into anything she wants, but that's actually what she looks like.
Yeah, because she's a fallen angel.
It almost looks like she's a titan. She almost looks, she's really big.
All angels are very big.
She's got,
not a titan.
dark hair. It's like, it's exactly that woman. That's why she ran through so much, because she's got that male side door.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been coming in my dreams.
Semyase is a male entity. It's a fallen angel.
Yeah. She's looking at me. She's like looking down at me. She can't do anything to me. I'm not scared of her. But she's looking down at me. Now she's wearing like this weird robe. She almost looks like a prison guard. Really big shoes. And she's looking down at me like a giant. She made a deal with her.
Again. Whatever she is, all the different aspects of her. Let's break ties with her.
I break up ties, vows, oaths, blood oaths, contracts, and agreements with Semyase, and anything that she came through, any kind of entity, any kind of altar, whatever she's or he is disguising him or herself as, even through in all time, space, reality, past, present, future, alternate space, in between space, parallels, pocket realities, hidden realities, quantum realities, and dimensions right now. God, she had something in my leg. My leg just got set free from something. There's a buckle that just pulled out.
Why does she keep on connecting to you? You've asked me this before. Why is it that she keeps connecting to you?
Because of my relationship. Because I had a trust with her. She wanted my soul group.
That's what you're saying. That's what you think it is. Is there anything more to that?
Sitting there convincing her that she can get to these soul groups. She's literally pleading with her. And Semyase won't. She just threw her away. She said, I'm not dealing with you anymore. There's something that just popped out of. It's an Illuminati. It's that old being.
That like old gray?
Yeah. It's an Illuminati that was working. It just popped out of her.
Which one? Is it one that you know?
Yeah, it's that old man that I saw. He just walked away. He's got like literally like a diaper on. I'm bringing him up to the Prime Creator. You, look, I hold you up in front of the Prime Creator to show the crimes against humanity. He's looking at me going, you can't get me.
Is that David Rockefeller?
It looks like a David Rockefeller, yeah. But he's old and he's depleted. Go up right now. I hold you up in front of Prime Creator and the high courts for crimes against humanity. You don't have the right to do this to us. He's weak though. He's very weak. He almost looks like a cartoon now. He just got taken.
Yeah, good.
He just got pulled.
What happens to her?
She's sitting on a bench. She's losing her hair. She definitely had a pact with that Illuminati Rockefeller group.
Was that from being in the military? Or something else?
No, I'm looking at her with her hands holding her face up. Stop it. Get off of me. She's poking at me and hurting my arm. Get off of me right now.
You do not have permission to touch Jenifer.
She's crying.
I don't feel you're revealing the truth. You need to be responsible for your own actions. There's still another entity in there. That's not her regular group.
Yeah, no, and I just saw her. That was her last night at the dinner table. That was her last night at the dinner table. But it's not her. It's something else. It's that witch thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Maleficent. She's coming up and trying to show me. Yeah, saying it's Maleficent. And then the bad witch and it's all illusions. It's now I'm seeing the
shut down, delete, uninstall any and all programs that's in this being right now.
I shut down, delete, uninstall any entity, any programs from this right now. Show me what you are. Now, seeing the Snow White witch.
Is that one up in Russia that's in that clear plasma?
Yeah, I just saw it. I just saw a castle.
Can they have that being removed? That's an illusion.
Remove that being right now.
As a queen. Is that the same Queen Alita?
Yeah.
Okay, have that removed.
She's screaming. Yep, she's gone.
It's just a clone. It's a clone we're on with robotics. Ancient tech.
That witch reminds me of the Death Eater from Harry Potter. It's like a Death Eater,
Soul Eater.
Soul Eater, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it preys on the dead for some reason. There's some kind of an agenda with the dead and bringing them back to
Right,
life.
because it's depleted and needs souls. Is that being still there? Or is it gone?
No, it's gone. It was
Okay.
lifted out.
Anyone else there?
No, I'm seeing grass and I'm seeing flowers.
Can we just ask about those souls that were in Israel? Can we
Yeah.
ask to have those souls brought back to their proper place and time? The ones that they had hijacked
Yeah.
and the barcode on.
Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of people. I'm seeing a bunch of people walking out of a room. They've got
Okay.
white gowns on and they're going from old to being young again.
So incarnating.
Yeah, they're coming back. They're all vibrant. They're happy. It's like they were all wearing these like patient robes, but now they're dressed different.
Are they supposed to be in our space? We're making sure that they have permission to be on the earth. We don't want any trickery and illusion.
You said that and a bunch just flew back.
Right.
I think there's some that are being taken because they were trying to come back in.
Well, they need to go to their proper place, whether that means into the afterlife where they're dealing with what they did, but they do not have a carte blanche to come in here.
No, they're going to their timelines. They're all going like I see people going into the 40s, into the 20s. But as they're walking, because you just said that, some of them were taken back. They were flown back because they were trying to infiltrate.
Mm-hmm.
They're being pulled back. Those are all those
grays.
hybrids, those Orion hybrids.
Right.
See my dad. He's blowing me kisses.
That's nice. Do you think that you've done what you need to do today? Or is there more?
Something with white powder. Okay. I mean, I don't know if this is my physical brain doing this, but I'm in a poppy field.
Opium?
There's white powder everywhere.
What is the white powder?
It's floating everywhere. It's like glistening. It almost looks like snow.
But it's not snow. Or is it?
It's particles. Is it AI again? Is it particles? What is this? So it's in the poppy fields.
Is this part of Mobius, a program? Mobius?
I just saw the word Mobius.
Yeah.
But that's not.
Who is that?
I want to say it's a red-haired giant. But it's not a mean thing. It's not mean.
No. What is his name?
Sam? I just heard Samuel.
Okay. Does Sam need help?
No, he's actually okay. He's in these poppy fields.
Is he from Tiamat?
Yes.
Okay. Samuel, where do you need to be?
He says, I'm okay here. He said, I'm just tending to my fields.
Now I'm picking up that he wants to go back to Tiamat.
But he said they've compromised him and they've compromised what he's created. And he has to fix it before he goes back. He says, you see all this white stuff coming in. The poppies were never meant to be used for that. It's infiltrating the poppies to create that.
Yeah. So is he going to shut it down for us?
He said, with our help, he can. But he's showing me something on his wrist. He's got like a buckle on his wrist, some kind of a manut, a shackle, but it doesn't have anything connected to it. He just said it's something something with a computer in it. He's pointing to it and he's saying, can you help me take this off? Going up in his veins. Can you take this off? Can we take this off of him? He's sitting down, he's kneeling, put his arm over this rock.
I don't know.
looking
This
for-
one doesn't feel right. This one doesn't feel right.
What doesn't feel right?
It doesn't feel right that he's asking to have the shackle taken off.
It's connecting to his veins.
Make sure, let's do, make him tell the truth of who he is.
Oh, you know what? I think he might be a computer. Because I just asked the veil to be removed and his eyes changed.
Right.
He turned into like a cartoon. What is with that bracelet?
I don't know. It's probably that AI that Queen put on the planet from Mars.
I've got something in my right leg. Something just got shot into my leg. Some kind of poison. Take that out. I don't want that. I don't
It
give
was an old. I'm seeing you in the field.
Yeah.
You were there in the field with him, whatever that was, and you got shot.
Yeah, and it's red stuff going up my leg.
But it's part of this opium.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a needle from the opium. Let's draw it out.
Because the poppy plants have little on their green part, they have like little sharp. It's not sharp, but it's like fuzzy things.
Mm-hmm.
And if you rub up against it, it goes into your body. And I was walking barefoot. I can see myself sitting there, and I'm sitting in the middle of it. That thing's gone, but it's all over my body. It's like little prickles all over my body with this stuff.
Yeah, we're going to release from all of those things. Just have them come off of your body.
I can see myself. I'm 8 years old. I've got a tooth that just came out. I've got one tooth missing in the front of my mouth.
Have you ever been in a field like this before that you remember?
It feels familiar, but I don't remember it. I've got mountains around me.
Wasn't there that girl that died of a heroin overdose when you were younger? That you saw on the sitting on the bench?
Yeah. I'm in Switzerland, definitely. I can see the mountains. I recognize them.
But in some way, did you hook into the opium fields through her when she died? That woman that died, that girl that died.
Oh, I just got shivers all up and down my body. Yes, but I don't know how.
Right, because she was not normal when she died. She was being used as a portal. She gonna pull yourself. You and was it your sister?
Yeah.
Was with you.
Okay, I'm grabbing her hand. I'm pulling myself out with her.
Okay.
Hey, but we're in lab uniform. It's in my lab.
Okay. Right.
Okay, I'm walking out and got a shackle on her leg now.
Okay.
She can't come out. She can't come out of the portal. They won't let go of her.
We're going to shut down, delete, and uninstall any and all program related to the opium. The opium no longer has power over humanity or anyone else around the universe, galactic field, in the earth, around the earth, above the earth, in all quantum time space, reality parallels, alternate space, any type of hidden space, micro realities, and so forth. This My Lab is now closed forever. Cannot exist. No one can ever access it from any time zone or place.
Somebody telling me that I'm getting rid of the very thing that's helping me get through the My Labs. They're trying to show me that these injections, I'm asking for them because it makes the pain go away.
That's not true.
I can see a bunch of syringes with this white stuff in it. And they're shaking it at me and they're saying, so you don't want this? You want to feel the pain without this?
They're giving you the pain, creating a problem, and then solving a problem. You need to break that cycle.
Break it. I don't want this. I don't get rid of it. I don't want this in my life. This My Lab it's not where I'm supposed to be.
I do not consent. I do not agree. I am a sovereign being.
I do not agree. I'm a sovereign being. I'm immortal. And I have a divine right, and you don't have any right to do this to me. What you created is not right, and you're in trouble. They just packed up this big suitcase filled with all these syringes and walked away.
You cannot use it on anyone else. You don't have permission on this planet to use anything like this, to drug people, to misuse the human experience. This is not your right.
That guy just turned into that cartoon character from the Minions. That Despicable Me cartoon, the mad scientist, and he walked away, had big thick gloves on. That's all. My arm is free. Yeah, she broke free, but my arm is tingling.
Okay, so break anything, any type of connections, break all ties, vows, contracts with them. You might have asked them without realizing it.
I break all ties, vows, contracts, os pletos, with any of you, all of that opium stuff, anything that you forced me to, or that you injected in me without me asking you, without me giving you permission.
And you are not owned by the pharmaceutical companies or anything else that they've used to hook you in.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to hook yourself into the pharmaceuticals, nor me, or anybody on this planet. You don't have permission to do this to humans and humanity.
Is this my lab from the Opus Day as well?
Yeah, because I'm seeing
delete, uninstall any and all programs from the Opus Day. You are now forbidden to work with any children, adults, and any type of other innocent species on the planet, including animals or other, even plant life. You are forbidden to be here at all.
Okay, I just saw a big room with a bunch of beds, and all of the people that were in it just got up and walked away. You just freed them. There's a lot of people in there. They were doing testing on their skin because their skin was being eaten away. They're all being brought back, and these stupid freaking nuns just walked away.
Is that skin eating disease that we talked about?
Yeah, it's a flesh eating disease.
Flesh eating, yeah. Okay, we're gonna shut down, delete, and uninstall any type of flesh eating disease or any type of artificial, manufactured, or created illness that was meant to torture and create trauma to humans unnaturally. Anything that is not a part of our original intent for humans to be here needs to be erased, shut down, and deleted once and for all. All these other programs must go away right now. It's not a part of our paradigm.
They were creating vaccines. There's some kind of a reptilian there. They were creating vaccines so that they could withstand high levels of radiation. I'm back on Mars. Something to do with Mars and some kind of manipulation with that. I don't know what.
I want you to shut down and delete and uninstall any of this Queen Elita program and the robots and any agenda of that ancient tech. Whatever they've been doing on this planet for thousands of years, maybe more than that, maybe a million years, who knows. That all of that is going to be removed right now. That clone does not exist, does not have a right to exist ever again. And we erase this agenda, whoever's behind it and created this monster and the robots. All the ancient tech is going to collapse and fall apart and be ineffective. It cannot operate in our reality or any other reality for that matter.
There's something over all of this. I don't know what it is, Jessica. Something that created all of this. I don't know what it is, but I'm being turned away from it. It's something really big. It's something.
Yeah.
There's something over all of this, doing all of this, but it's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Levels of manipulation, but it's hard for them once these things are destroyed. Then it's hard for them to create them again. They try to, replicate it, but it's not as easy.
I just saw part of I love this. I just saw part of Planet Earth, and there's like a whole side of it that just almost exploded into greenery. By doing what you just did, some part of the planet just got healthy. Some poison toxins got taken out. Yeah.
Yeah. Which part of the planet?
It looks like part of Africa and South America. And it all just got, I just got goosebumps all over my body. It got greener. And it's like Tara could breathe again. It was like she was constricted, but something just got, it's almost like a lung was reinflated.
That's beautiful.
I'm being told, thank you very much. The ozone shifted. Something around the layer of the planet shifted. The ozone layer now, it just got healthier. Something just, we just did something with the air. Something cleared up with the air.
It was like the lungs of the planet.
Yeah, that white stuff. Somehow you released it. You helped to release those white particles. I'm being told right now it's like asbestos. It's like there was asbestos that was polluting and nobody knew about, and you just got rid of it, and the earth can breathe, and it's going to change the atmosphere. The atmosphere is going to change, but in a good way. And the ozone just turned pink. The ozone is supposed to be a different color. And it just changed.
My favorite color.
It just changed. It changed to this really beautiful pink hue.
Mm.
But it was a green blue because it was in protection mode. Now it can actually breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I see ocean life doing better. I see plants. I see trees. I see Shiva laughing. Oh, you just did something huge. Those particles got neutralized, but it's like the asbestos got taken, like the asbestos was doing something to the lung of the planet, and it deflated it, and I just saw a lung literally reinflate.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I see rainbows. There are rainbows everywhere.
Oh, we did this together, all of us. And this is the desire for everyone in the earth to be free.
I see storm systems being pulled out. I see there's all this like that asbestos that was creating all these systems is out now. It can breathe. It's almost like before it was constrained and it couldn't breathe, so it was like just taking in all this stuff was being put on, and now because the lung is breathing in and out, it can blow it in and out. It can rebalance. That's what the CERN, that's what all this stuff was doing with all these chemicals in the air. Oh, okay, that Giga thing.
Yeah.
Fucking, okay, it just pounced out of the Vatican and it just ran out. I don't know how to get rid of it, but it just ran away from me. I don't want to go anywhere near it. But it just escaped from the Vatican.
What did it was it connected to you in any way?
No, I saw it and I didn't like that I saw it. Oh, here we go. Something with Czechoslovakia.
Yeah. That's where it's from.
Something
Break all ties and on the behalf of yourself, your family, and then anyone connected to that part of the world.
I break all ties, vows, contracts, oaths, blood oaths, agreements with that Giga, whatever, from the Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia. And any connection it has to my family, anybody that my dad is connected to with his family in Czechoslovakia. Oh, wow. It's all coming out of the place my dad was raised in. I can see it all coming out. He had, okay. And all time, space, reality, past, present, future, alternate space, in between space, parallels, pocket realities, hidden realities, quantum realities, in all dimensions with that Giga thing. It's trying to find a place to settle, but it can't. But I don't know. It's not connected to me. There's no harm, but it's running around. It has to be found somehow. It's like hiding behind mountains. It's doing whatever it can to survive.
Power is being pulled out. It has no power on the earth anymore. It will have to feel what it's like to be human, to suffer and toil and to work hard and to get nowhere and to be into this constant experience.
It's turning into some kind of an amoeba. Yeah, it's losing. It's turning. It had direct effect on Terra.
So it could feel what it's like to struggle as a human before its judgment.
I think it's turning into an old man. I think I see that Gollum thing like it's just wheezing.
Right. But it's powerless. It's not power
Yeah,
anymore on
there's
the earth.
some
No
kind of a,
galaxy, no communication to any astral beings that can help it. Nothing.
there's
Shut
some
off.
kind of a whirlpool that just pulled it in. It went down some kind of a big black whirlpool.
Yeah. It's being brought to its proper place where it can be dealt with. Not everything's the same. Everything has a different place where it goes. What are you seeing
Yeah.
now?
Just back on that bench enjoying the view. We did something to Europe. Something good happened in Europe.
Good. About time. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Do you know that right when you were on like 7, I literally saw my body come back. You were talking to my higher self. I saw myself come back into my body. Go, okay, we're ready now.
Mm-hmm. They were going to try to do a crucifixion on you, which was really weird.
I could
And there's
feel
probably
them.
something more to that, but I wanted to kind of pull you along to not go deep into any of those experiences, particularly because it felt dangerous what we were doing.
Well, I got to tell you this. What I did feel, which was pretty horrible, I could feel them taking my foot. I'm going to put you here, taking my foot and crossing it onto the other foot to literally put a stake in it. I mean, I could feel it. And that's when you pulled me out quite a few times. But I felt, I mean, I don't, maybe that, yeah, has something to do with it. But definitely they put, and I think I was a man, but I could feel one foot being put like this. And I started feeling the stake going through, and then you interfered. And that horrible being, that gross half man, half whatever, kept on trying to push whatever was trying to help me away so that they could knock that thing. They had that cross up, and I was going to be crucified.
All right, so the thing that I was seeing is, I mean, you know, there's more than one that got crucified, like apostles and so forth.
Yeah.
A lot of them, even a lot of the followers they went through that process. So it's a matter of maybe looking into it another time. But right now, I really felt like you needed to get through and get out and hold your ground with this time. She couldn't do what you wanted to do.
When you were pulling me back, the interesting thing was you were pulling me out of it. And wait, I just want to see. Oh, no, it's fine. They were trying to get at me again. But in that moment, I knew that it wasn't just me. It was my inner being. And I felt completely protected. And they couldn't do anything to me at all. But I could feel stuff trying to come at me. But the minute it tried to come at me, it realized it wasn't me as a human that's vulnerable. It was my higher self, and they quickly pulled away. Something today, what it did was connect me with my higher self. Something helped me to see that it's me here all the time with it. There's nothing outside. So when I was coming back, I realized that in my body, no matter what, I am my higher self at all times. And that me coming back was that part of me that still believes I'm vulnerable, that has to work through this, but I feel connected to myself more.
And they created that separation from you, even and they wanted you to rely on them instead of your higher self.
Yeah, but because they saw that I woke up to it and went, wait a minute, this is my higher self that you're trying to come and attack. You can't do that anymore. That's when I think the me that I'm talking to you woke up, because I mean, we're the same being, but there's this understanding now of what I am more, which is awesome.
This was pretty amazing, and the stuff that you found out about the paint and everything. I mean,
I couldn't believe that. But
you gotta listen to this regression, because I'm looking it up, and I'm saying, what? And I looked up the vermilion, and I'm like, that's this picture right here is what came up.
Oh my God. Yeah, and that robe, that's what they were wearing when I was in Israel. That's what they were. Like the people that
Or
were
the-
trying, they were wearing red. Some of them were wearing black, but it was like they were all there to try to take my soul group.
Wow.
But I got to tell you, at the end, you should have seen the image. It's like when I was on that planet. It's like I saw Earth from, one of those pictures from the space shuttle. And literally the part where there's South America and Africa, I felt it pop out. Like it took a breath. And then in my mind, I saw a lung. And then I saw everything get greener, like the rest is getting better. It's almost like what we did made that healthy. And it's almost like a healthy bacteria or whatever you want to call it was going to go across the earth and help that. And then I saw the ozone, which you usually see as like kind of green, and it was pink. It was like this light pink, like this healthy breathing in and out. And I heard like literally a thank you. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know what happened, but it's like snow was everywhere when I was in that poppy field. And it looked like almost like translucent chips of some sort. And I kept on hearing it's like asbestos for the planet. It's toxic. And it's like you cleared that out. And then it's like the earth can now breathe again. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Beautiful. So they were punishing me essentially for helping people.
Oh yeah, but more. It's not even a punishing. They're trying to get into you with these tactics to gain information to figure out how to shut you down. But the radiation, I mean, you said it from what, like 3 months ago? That red mercury and that radiation was all over the place.
And that's why Semyase was trying to shut me down. Or she was saying I belong to her.
It's funny though, because Semyase can't be a female to me anymore with the way that I saw her.
She's not.
She's
do you know how many men are crazy about her? It's a male, like, fallen angel.
And all this thing had was its stature, how big it was to try and threaten me. But I got to tell you, at one point, shaking her hand and going, she belongs to me. And that was her doing it for Semyase. Because Semyase must have made a deal with her, some kind of a pact where she went, you go to your friend and you tell her this and this is going to happen if I don't get her. It's all about Semyase wanting to get to you.
They all try to pull into me. You wouldn't believe how many different ones have tried to hook into me. Like, hey, we can do this together and that together. And I'm like, and I know immediately, when I was younger, I didn't realize it. Yeah, they use all sorts of things.
And what's with Mars? Oh, Alita, Queen of Mars. Okay, is this an old movie?
It's an old play. I mean, I don't know if that's supposed to be a robot or her, but she looks really weird in the. I mean, so when I was a kid, probably about 5 or 6 years old, I had nightmares of the robots coming. And then I would have nightmares of looking like she had all these scars on her face.
And what's the connection to Mars?
That's where she came from. She's not Mars. She's somehow she was created there in ancient tech, but according to Regression, the most recent one, she was my clone. Part of the Faith Connors broke into my car and stole my DNA, and then they created about 6 clones of me.
Yeah, it's definitely all coming back down to anybody that's awake enough to do something about this. And you bet your butt they're going to get to somebody that can kill somebody with their mind. And that's why it's almost like a frantic thing of getting to all of your soul group and not understanding that they can't hurt us. You know what I mean? But we're actually helping you.
It's everyone gets helped because we all have something that is holding this place into a prison that they're using. Like they were going to convince you that these barcodes that you sold out and you didn't have a right.
That was, that I did not realize how upset I was going to get. I just started bawling.
I know that.
Back the tears because it was so awful.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at this stage, I think
I think I know too much, and he's becoming a problem. We're all going to know too much, and then they're going to have to deal with it because everyone's going to know what's going on.
Yeah. Once the frenzy of everything dies down and people start going, you know what, this stuff is real and it's going to hurt people. People are going to have problems with their belief systems. But it's the only way to do it.
Right.
You have been listening to Andronetalks Radio. Join us on YouTube channel Jessica Errol Morocco and visit her website at www.readingsbyariel.com.